So we'll summarize once.
Hi, Hari. Good morning.
Yeah,
Actually, not able to hear you properly, Hari. Not sure if everyone is able to hear you. Your voice is very low.
now you can able to hear me.
Yeah, little better. Maybe any volume. Is it only for me or for everyone? Not sure.
So other than Dharani, are you guys able to hear me or
Yeah, now it's better, Hari.
okay? So we already discussed this scenario. So we'll summarize once and we'll get into the mappings. So what our scenario is, we have multiple employee records and we are converting this multiple employee records into header and items. So we are splitting the header and transactional data. So we have I think two employee ID 101 and 102. So we need to split split those two employee ID into two employee records. So 101 belongs to Bala, 102 belongs to Anil. So what we are doing is we are splitting this particular employee record into header and the items. So the header is nothing but the data is fixed record. So the data won't be changed because it is the fixed data. So the header data includes the employee details like employee ID, employee names, employee gender if it is there, and employee date of birth. So these are the header details that won't change. The details whose are all changing, those comes under the item data. So here you can see we, we, we have the employee record 102. We have three employee record with the same name, same date of birth, and we have 3 month salary. Like I have taken Jan, Feb, and March. 3 months employee data. So I'm splitting those 3 months employee month and salary in three different item data. So you can see Jan, Feb, and March. Jan I have 9,000. 01, right? Jan I have 20,000. Feb I have 30,000. Uh, March I have 50,000. So I can split the item data accordingly. So we already completed the mapping for header data. We need to do the mapping for item data. Uh, so first, what we did is we generated the employee record node. So here you can see we have two employee record. That means we have two unique employee details. Like we have 102 and 101. We have only two employee with multiple transactional data. So based on the employee ID, I have generated the employee record in the target field. So you can see I have only two employee, Anil and Bala. So I'm generating two employee record. So how I generated means, so the unique value is the header details. From the employee record you can see the employee month and salary may differ, but employee detail, employee data of birth, employee name, employee ID won't be changed. So these are the unique. And in some cases, the same employee may have same date of birth, and the employee may have same name. For example, if I have employee ID 103 with the Anil name, so maybe this employee name may get duplicate, employee date of birth may get duplicate, but employee ID won't be duplicate. It should be unique because each employee must have unique employee ID. So I'm taking employee ID as a key value, and I'm generating the employee record. So here you can see, here you can see I have all the I'm getting all the employee ID, but what I need to do is I need to generate only two employee record. That means how many employee unique ID I have, that many employee record I need to generate. So for that, what I'm doing is I'm I'm using the node functions called remove context because I need to perform the operations in the context level. So if you want to perform any task in the context level, you must remove the context. Otherwise, you won't perform the operations. So for that, before doing my operations, I am removing my context. So you can see the gray color line has been removed using the remove context. So first what I'm doing is I'm removing the context. After that, what I need to do is I need to generate only unique employee record. I need to generate the unique employee record. That means what I need to do is I need to remove the duplicate, right? So before removing the duplicate, I'm sorting this particular employee record because you can see I have 102, 101, and in between I have 102. So the employee record splits separately. So what I'm doing is I need to collapse all the employee records using the sort functions. The sort functions, what it will do is it will sort sort the values as per our convenience. You can see you can sort in the case sensitive, insensitive. If you want to sort according to float number, you can do, and you can do the order as well. So I am choosing ascending. So that's why it started in ascending way. The 101 after that 102. If I choose descending, it will start sorting in descending order. So it starts with 102. So you can do sort according to your requirement. So after sorting, what I am doing is I don't want the duplicate record. So that's why I need to remove the duplicate records. So to remove the duplicate records, I need to group group the records, then only I can remove my duplicates. So for that, what I am doing is I am using one more node functions called split by value. Split by value is nothing but it will create the node. The remove context is removed our node, right? So now I want to remove the duplicates and create the context. So whenever whenever you want to generate the output, you need to create the context. Otherwise it won't allow you to generate a field for all the all the fields. So what I am doing is I need to uh, remove the duplicates, and I need to generate the context. So this is my requirement here. So for that, I need to create the context whenever the value changes. So here you can see I need to generate 101. After I need to generate the context for 101. After that, I need to generate 102, and I need to generate the context for 102. So this is what I want to generate. So for that, I need to group the uh, employee IDs. So for that, what I did is I removed the context. After that, I am grouping the context using the sort function. Now I grouped the context. Now I want to generate the context and remove the duplicates. To remove the duplicates, I need to do some more operations. So for that, I used the split by value to create the context in between the value changes. So in the advance, you can see you can create the context in three different ways. Whenever the value changes, you need to create the context. If you select each value, it will create context for each line items. The If you select the empty value, if you encounter any empty fields in the queue, the context will generate accordingly. So here in my cases, what I need to do is i need to I need to create context whenever the value changes. So that's why I have selected the value change. So if you can see, so here you can see whenever the value changes, you can see 101 101 101. After the third line item, the value got changed. So that's why the split by value generate the context for the particular line items. So if you select the each value, it will create context for all the all the lines. Here you can see it create the context for all the fields, but this will not work in our cases because we need to generate the employee record with the unique values, right? So I want to remove the duplicates. For that, what I used is I used the collapse context. After I created the after I created the context for each unique values. So now i want to I want to populate only 1101, 1102. That is my scenario. So for that, I need to remove the below duplicates. So to remove the below duplicates, I need I used the collapse context. The collapse context is nothing but if you encounter multiple value within single context, it will collapse all the values and it will populate the first value of the particular context. So in my case, you can see we have three values within one context change. So this is the context change. So you can see before context change, I have three values, but I want to generate only one value. So I want to remove the duplicates. So the collapse context, what it will do is it will compress all the three values and it will populate the first value. So here you can see the three values got suppressed and it produces only one line item in the output. And in this from the second context, it will compress all the three values and it will populate the first value. So now I have generated the employee record. So this is my input. From this input, I have generated this two unique employee ID. So now what I need to do is I need to generate the node, right? So you can see this is the node. So inside node we have child node. Inside child node I have field. So to generate the node, we need to use the creative function. Creative is nothing but it will create the node whenever it will receive the input as true. So based on the Boolean condition, it will create the node. So what I need to do is from here I need to say whether if the value is present, it should send the input as true to the creative functions. Then only it will create the node. Otherwise, it won't. So for that, I used the exist functions. The exist function is nothing but if the value is present, it will send the output as true. Otherwise, it will send the output as false. So here you can see I have the value. So that's why the exist functions send us output as true. So if it is true, it will create the context. See, the context got created for two node. So whenever you generate the node, you should not create the context. That's why I directly map to the employee record. So if I simulate here, so you can see the two employee record got generated. So below my employee record, I need to generate the header details and I need to generate the item details below the header. So this is my requirement. So first what I did is I have generated the two employee records. So next step is I need to generate the header details within the particular employee. So for that, so I have generated the employee ID, employee name, employee date of birth with some conditions. So what I did is, so you can see I have multiple employee records, but in my scenario, I have only two employee record with the two employee ID, right? So the same what I did for employee record, I am implementing the same condition for the employee ID as well because we need to generate only two unique employee ID, right? I want to remove the duplicates. For that, what I'm doing is I want to uh, perform the some task in the field level, right? So for that, I have removed the context. After that, I am sorting the values. After sorting my values, I'm I'm doing the split by value with the value change. Whenever the value changing, the node should generate. So accordingly, it generated the node. After that, I want to remove the duplicates using the collapse context. I am removing the duplicates. After that, I'm creating the I'm creating the context here because we are performing task in the field level. If you perform the task in the node level, you don't want to generate the context after performing the task because how many queue you have, that many node should generate. So on that cases, you don't want to generate the context in between the queue. But in our case, we need to generate the context whenever you are performing the task in the field level you should generate the context. So for that I'm using the split by value to create the context. If I did not create the create the context, you can see I can see two records within one context, right? But in our cases we need to generate two context. So I may get the error. You can see Q has not enough value in the in context. the queue does not have enough value because you are generating two node, but you are giving only one value. That's why it throws an error because we have only one value. That means we have only one context change within this. But we generate two node, but it expecting two context change. So here you can see I have generated the two header node with the employee unique IDs 101 and 102. So we need to generate the employee name and the employee date of birth accordingly. So we have done the same logic for employee name as well. So here you can see I have multiple duplicate name. So what I need to do is I need to generate only unique names. Unique names is nothing but I need to generate two unique name based on my employee ID, right? So what I'm doing is what I did for last employee ID, I'm doing the same. So here you can see I did not use the sort function over here. So what it does means it will uh, it will generate the context whenever the value changing. So in our previous cases, you can see in the employee ID, I have used the sort functions. So it will arrange accordingly and it will generate only two contexts. But here you can see in the employee name, I did not use the sort functions after removing my context. So I have removed the context. You can see I have Anil and I have three Bala. After that, I have two Anil. So what it will do is the split by value. Whenever the value changes, it will create the context. But in my cases, here I have one value change encounter. After the fourth line item, again the value got changed. So it generated two two context change. That means it will generate three value. So it may fails. That's why before doing the split by value, we need to do the sort. So now you can see it generated only two context. Ani, I arranged all the Anil record in one context. After that, I am creating the context. So this is my output for my sort functions. So what I'm doing is I'm first arranging all the Anil record. After that, I'm arranging the all the Bala record. The sort how it worked means it worked according to my ascending order. Ascending order is nothing but it take the alphabetical order. First A, after that it starts with the B. So after that I created the context. After that I am removing the duplicates and I am generating context again and I am sending that output to employee name. So here you can see the employee name is generated 101 for Anil, but in our cases, in our case, we have 101 employee ID is belongs to Bala, but it created the employee name for 101 employee ID is Anil. So this case is wrong. So in these cases, what we need to do is we need to group the record according to our employee ID, because we have generated the unique employee ID. So based on the unique employee ID, we should generate the name. But what we did here is we have directly sorting the record based on the ascending or descending order. So this is not the case. So what we need to do is we need to generate the employee name according to the employee ID. So for that we have the function called format by example. So the input for my format by example is my employee name, and the input for the employee ID is pattern. So what I'm saying here is based on the employee ID pattern, it should generate the employee name field. Before that, we need to format. So here, how it generated means it will the format by example it will generate the pattern according to my input. So let me show you. So here the pattern is nothing but whatever we given the pattern, based on the pattern it will generate the input. So you can see in the information takes value from the first queue and fill them into the structure of the second queue. The first queue is nothing but the input, and it will format the input according to my second pattern. So how it generated means, so in my input, so this is my input. So you can see Anil, Bala, and after that I have Anil. The input of the pattern is the after sorting I have created the I have given the pattern to the format by example. So what it does means it generated it how it generated means it generated first Anil, Anil, Bala, Bala. After that, Bala, Anil, Anil. So it generated accordingly. But in our cases, what we need to do is we need to we need to uh, generated the employee name according to the employee ID. So here we have the employee ID 101 that belongs to Bala, 102 belongs to Anil. But what we encoded is 101 is going to Anil, not the Bala. So what we need to do is we need to group the data according to my unique employee ID, right? So for that, I'm directly doing the so here what I'm doing is I'm directly instead of sorting, I'm directly giving the pattern to the particular format by example. What it do is it will generate 102 belongs to Anil, 101 belongs to Bala, and then after that 102 belongs to Anil. So it have generated the value correctly. So what I'm doing is I did not do mm, any condition for employee ID. I'll clear you first. So here we can see the employee name. This is my input for from the employee name. So this is the input from the employee ID. So what I need to do is I need to generate the unique employee name according to my unique employee ID. So what I'm doing is I'm using the format by example. The format by example is nothing but it will generate the structure according to my pattern. So what it will do is it will generate the uh, value according to my pattern. So here you can see 102 it belongs to Anil, right? So 102 employee ID is belongs to Anil. So it will generate the Anil record according to my input. So 101 it belongs to Bala. So it will format the value according to my pattern. So in our case, what we need to do is we need to generate only two unique name according to my employee ID. So we have generated two employee record. 101 is belongs to Bala, 102 belongs to Anil, right? So uh, we need to generate the two unique employee record. For that, I'm removing the context over there. I think everyone got clear, right? Anyone have any doubt? This may get
So
little confused. So
One question, Hari.
Yes, yes,
See, right now, only employee ID is the unique value, right? Say, for
yes.
example, in the details, if we have any other unique value like SSN, not like suppose Aadhaar number,
Hmm.
something like that, which is also unique. So, do we
Hmm.
need to repeat again the same thing like what we are doing for the employee ID and the name?
So, yes. So, in most of the scenario, we have the unique details. So, according to the unique detail, we will generate with the target fields. So, in my case, you can see I have the unique value is employee ID. So that's why I have given the same name like Anil and Bala. So according to the unique record, you need to generate the target field. So how many employee unique ID I have, that many employee record I generated in the target, right? So mm, like uh, how I mean based on the unique details only, you need to fetch the all the details. So that's why I'm taking the unique details for all the fields. Even I'm generating the employee record node using my unique field only. Are you clear, Karan?
Yeah, yeah, this is fine, Hari. What I was asking is like if I have any other unique field also. Right now, I just have employee ID, right? So, do we again do the same thing like do we have that kind of scenarios where like there is any other field also which is also unique? See, right now we just have employee ID,
Yes,
name, date
yes,
of birth, and salary,
yes,
these kind of details, right?
yes,
And in these details, only ID is the unique one. Suppose
okay.
if these details include Aadhaar number, okay, or
Hmm.
PAN number,
Hmm.
even that's a unique one, right?
Yes, yes.
It will be
You
unique to
can,
each
yeah,
person.
you can
So,
take that as well. So
yeah.
if you take that as a unique, you need to go with that value for generating all the fields. So if for example
Okay, so we
if
have to
if
choose
we
only
have
one
the
unique value.
yes, yes,
Okay, okay. So
if
even
you
if we
generate the
have
employee,
multiple unique
yeah,
values, we have to decide based on what we want the header to be.
yes. So
Okay,
if we have Aadhaar number, suppose you need to use the Aadhaar number for generating the employee record and for generating other unique field as well. So if you use
okay,
generating employee record using employee ID, and if you are using generating name using Aadhaar is wrong. So if you if you
okay.
do you can go with one unique ID for all the field generation.
Got it. Okay.
And Hari, like with the ID, we can get the sequential order, right? But with the Aadhaar, we cannot get like that.
Yes,
Yeah, because sorting depends on ascending or descending, right? Like if there is a big number, it might be like the serial number of the employee will be last, but it will show up on the top.
yes, like
Right?
that is up to your scenario. So if in some cases may you may not have the employee ID, you may get some other field. So in our
Okay.
scenario, we have the employee ID. That's why we went with this scenario, like for sorting and those kind of. So if we get some other unique ID, so according to that we need to do the mapping.
Okay. Also, I have completed this, but like I did not use any scenarios.
Okay. Okay. Then after completed the this mapping, I'll give you one scenario. You guys can try so that you will get the clarity on
Okay.
that. So here what I'm doing is I'm fixing my pattern like this. So like I have what previously I have showed you, right? So according to the employee ID, the employee name has populated in the target using the format by example. So what I need to do is I need to generate only two employee name, right? So for that I need to generate only two context. So uh, previously uh, the fields are mismatched. So what I'm doing is I'm sorting the field first and I'm giving this value to the format by example pattern. So so you can ask some question like you can collapse this context and you can directly give to the pattern, right? But the format by example it will not allow the different queues. For example, here I have the six, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 line items. But if I pass the pattern with a different queue, it will not support. So the let me do the collapse context. So it will not accept the different line items. The input and pattern line item should be same. So here you can see this is my input employee name. I have 6 line items, but you can see the pattern line item is 2. So that's why it is not generated by the target form, for example. So the both input and pattern line item should be same, otherwise it won't work. It's not working properly. Maybe eventually think so. What I'm actually trying to generate is I'm generating the uh, unique unique employee name. But in my scenario, it's working whenever if I give the input directly to the pattern. You can see here 102, 101 Bala, and 102 is Anil. So it's working properly. But whenever I have used the, I have removed the context. It is not working properly. I don't know why. Zero two belongs to whom, I mean, yes, it generated successfully, but we need to collapse. So you can see 101 is belongs to Bala, 102 is belongs to Anil. Now we have generated the uh, two unique line items according to the employee ID. So now we need to generate only two two employee name, right? So we have two employee records. Within two employee records, we need to generate only two employee names. So for that, what I'm doing is, I need to collapse the context, right? I need to collapse the context. So here I'm collapsing the context. After that, I need to generate the context using the split by value I have generated and the employee name and map it to employee name. So here you can see the 102, 101 is belongs to Bala and 102 is belongs to Anil. So the same we did for EMP data. EMP data, what we did is we have do one more date transform here. So what I'm doing is I'm getting the incoming date in this format and I'm converting that into this format. So for that I have used the date trans function to transform the incoming date. So this is how I generated the header. So now we need to generate the item. So this is intron bounded that encountered the error. So first we will generate the item and the employee item. So here you can see I need to generate the multiple items within single employee record. So that means I need to generate items according, I mean, the overall belongs to the Bala. So those item only I need to fetch and I need to place the values in the target item. So for that, I need to generate multiple items, and after generating the items, I need to group it all the items according to the employee. So we have multiple employee month and the employee salary, but I need to group the employment and the employee salary according to the particular person. So here you can see how many employee ID I have, that many items I should generate, right? So I am taking the employee ID to create the item because how many employee ID I have, that many employee month and salary I have. So how many employee month and salary I have, that much time I should generate the item. So I'm using the same uh, scenario what I did here. I'm using the same thing over here as well. So I need to generate the uh, item. Uh, so I need to generate the item. How many employees I have. So previously for node creation, we have used the creative, right? Here we have used the exist creative. So without using this exist and creative, we can directly map this to employee record. But the best, I mean, the standard case is the best practice is you should use the exist and the creative functions whenever you generated the node. But here in my case, what I'm doing is I'm generating multiple item record. So, that- so here for this node creation, I did not use the creative functions. Uh, so, so I want to explain it. That's why I did not use the creative functions. But whenever you have generated the node, you should use the exist and the creative functions. So here I need to generate multiple line items, right? So I have given the items directly, but you can see the item got generated only two times. Why? Why means we have the node, I mean context. So you can see we have the context for I mean for each value. So we need to remove the context. I have so you don't forget these things. So if you generate the node, you should you should remove the context. If you generate the field, you should add the context. So I have removed the context here. So now so I got the error in the employment. So how it will generate means it will it will generate two I mean previously we have seen, right, it will generate two employee record with all the items within single employee record. So it will generate how it will generate means two employee record with all the line items. So here we have I think six employee month and salary. So it will generate six employment within one employee record. So that will not work, right? So that's why the employee month get fails. So for that, what we need to do is we need to first group it, group the uh, employee. I have removed the context and I'm giving the and I can directly give it. So here, what I do is what I need to do is I need to generate the employee month according. I need to group the employment for employee ID 101 and 102, right? So here I have uh, all the employment within one context. I mean directly line, but I need to group it here using the employee ID. I'm grouping. So for grouping, I use the one more function called sort by key. The sort it what it will do is it will sort sort the input value. But the sort by key what it will do is based on the key it will sort. Let me show you. So here you can see 101 is this is my sort by key input 1 input 2. So this is my key, this is my value. So it will start 101, I mean 101 102. I mean it will start the employee ID and it will start the employment, and it will map both the employee ID and employment in the target. So I'm generating the item. So here I'll take until I'll remove the context. I need to sort after this, and after this I need to uh, collapse the context. So for generating item, so each record I should generate three items, right? So here I'm doing the same. So I need to generate items, I mean repeatedly, and I need to group the items as well. So what I need to do is I need to generate the items that should that is belongs to employee ID 101. So I'm generating three items that belongs to the 101, and I'm generating the three items that belongs to 102. So this is how I need to generate the item, right? So I'm giving the uh, item item node value directly instead of giving creative function. So it will work here. So here employee month, what I'm doing is, so here I'm giving the ordered employee ID here, and in the second functions it will map according to the 101. For example, this 101 is belongs to uh, Bala Bala for January month. So it will create the uh, value that is I mean that is belongs to the Bala after that fifth, after that March. So it generated accordingly. So after that, the 102 record, first record, it starts with the employment of Feb, right? So here also it started correctly. Feb, Jan, March. Feb, Jan, March. So I'm directly giving the, so here you can see after there is no context. So I need to create the context. So now you can see the three items got generated under each employee record. So for first employee record, I have employee month Jan, Feb, March. And for second employee record, I have Feb, Jan, March. Jan, Feb, March. So it started in this order. So it's generated Jan, Feb, March. After that, it starts Feb to Jan, March. So it's successfully generated. The same logic we should implement for salary as well. Copy pasting directly instead of employment and giving the employee salary. So here the Jan it got successfully created. Jan 235, right? 235 694 694. So it's generated in this order. So that's why they have come first. After that, the Jan and March got created. So anyone have any doubt on creating the item?
Like Hari, actually, I completed items also,
Yes.
but I did not group that. And when the employee like salary there, like salary field, it's repeating like Jan month it's 20,000. Again, if I for February, like for the next month I place it 20,000,
Hmm.
then it will throw an error. Like a year the first employee month salary is 20,000, right?
Hmm.
And when I placed 20,000 for February month also, I got error. Maybe that's issue with grouping.
Here,
Hello.
maintain. Yeah. If I maintain like this, right? The Jan is
Yeah,
for 20,000 and February also 20,000.
yeah, same.
Let us try.
Yeah, it's creating for you. Maybe I have not grouped.
Yes.
That's the issue.
So you need to use the
Okay.
sort by key function.
And also like in the like 102 record, if I want to get the like a source a target structure as a sequence like Jan, Feb month, is there any option
Yeah, you need to do
to
different mappings. Yes, it is possible.
okay like is there any like a no function to
So like you can see like you are converting the input. So what I did is that is the correct way. Like you may get different order in the input. The what the order is there in the input, that the same order we should generate the target. So you should
okay
not change the order, right? So
okay
what is the input order? The same order you should create the target.
yeah I understood now.
Yes, you can do, but that is not a correct approach.
Okay. And also like in the in the data store function, like we till now we did not touch the local variables.
Local.
Like I have seen one one video in the YouTube, like using data store function, he created local variables,
Local variable and global
not there
variable, right?
in the content modifier.
Okay, okay. You are, you are, you are asking this. Right?
Yeah, in the content modifier, he created local variables. Based on that, if the employee ID is greater than zero, these numbers will store in that local variables like that.
Yes, the local
Like, do we
variable.
use the
Yeah.
do you use it in the real time or?
No, I mean we mostly use the expression and the expert. Yeah, mostly we'll use these two things in our real-time scenario. So rarely we'll go with the global variable, local variable, and the header property as well. The header is nothing but will take the value from the previous step header. So suppose here I have maintained one header with the name of header data, right? So
Yeah.
after this message mapping in the content modifier, I want to get this detail. I can use the header, and I can give the value as the previous header name, that is header data in the source
And
variable.
also he did not use number range. He used an header and stored the saved the records.
Yes, yes. The number range we already saw, right? So whenever
Uh,
if you want to do sequential order for particular field or something like I have done one scenario like I have I have sent the files to the target SFTP server. So on that time, what I need to do is I need to generate each unique number for every file. So on that cases, I need to use the number range to generate the unique number.
okay.
So most probably, I mean, rarely will use this number ranges, properties, local variable. So mostly will work on the XPath and the expression.
And recently I approached one person is also from a CPI consultant in the Deloitte.
Okay.
Like uh, when we are discussing, he asked me one question like, do you recommend data storing is an best practice in the SAP CPI?
Hmm.
Like I mentioned, like uh, before that you said that when the data is very huge, we will split the first 10 records and store it in the data store, and
Yes.
again after fetching it we will. But he said that there is another function for that to fetching large data into like little ones, but for
Hmm.
data store we will not use bulk storage. Like if we store like large amount of data, the performance of the CPI will be
Yes.
decreased, right?
See, like for your understanding, like we need to cover all the palette options, right? So for example
Okay.
scenario, I have I have I have taken that scenario and I want to taught you to understand the data store operation.
Okay.
So right? So best practice is you should not use you should not store any data in the CPU. So most likely we don't want to trouble our tenant. So if you working on bulk data, so you don't want to trouble your tenant. So it should free flow. So I mean at 90% you don't use to store the values in the using data store operations in the CPU. So that is
Yeah.
not a best practice, but in some scenario you must use the data store operation. some
Okay.
scenario, like I told you, right? If you have bunch of data, and if you want to, in the sender system, that will not send the data again and again. So on that cases, you need to trigger it from the integration. So on that case, you need to store the data, and you can post it multiple times to the target. So
Okay.
that is one kind of scenario. So the best practice is don't any no one recommend the data store operation, but in some cases we must use the data store operations. So that's why the integration, the SAP gave me that option, right? So
And also like if the receiver system is down, we can use
mm,
this data store function to the trigger.
yes, that is different. We have one adapter called the JMS adapter. So
Okay.
using that JMS adapter, what we will do is we'll first call the JMS adapter. We have two flows. Like for JMS adapter, we need to use two flows. One is to fetch the data, and one more flow is for main flow. So what we'll do is we'll connect the end with the receiver adapter, like JMS. For example, if you are receiving some data from the sender system, and using the receiver adapter, you have the JMS receiver adapter, and what it will do is it will get the data, and in the receiver is the CPU. So it will post the data to the CPU tenant, the queue. So
Oh,
in another iFlow, you will use the sender adapter with the JMS adapter. So you whatever you are giving the Q value in this receiver JMS adapter, the same Q value you should give in the sender adapter. So it will fetch the data from the CPA. So now the sender is CPA, right? So it will take the
yes.
data from the queue, and it will process the data. If suppose the main flow get fails, it will again go to the sender queue, I mean CPI value, and it will fetch the data. Upon success, it will keep on getting the data from the CPI, and it will keep on processing the flow. So we'll see that scenario also.
Okay. And we can use multiple integration process in this, like in this option, right? Like in this message
Yes,
mapping.
yes.
Like maybe when we use, we will get multiple endpoints.
You mean to say we can use multiple integration process, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we can
Like
do, but
do we use in real time like that,
no,
or
no,
we
no,
will separate?
no. That is not a best practice. Each each iFlow must contain only one integration process.
Okay.
If you want to do testing, you can, but in real time cases, in one iFlow you must create only one integration process.
Okay.
So I have told you, right, the JMS scenario. In these scenarios, we can use multiple integration process within one IP, because the triggering point is one. I mean, only one time, right? Like we are we are getting the data only one time from the sender, and we are passing multiple times in the another
Yeah.
iFlow within the CPA data, right? So on that cases, you can use multiple integration process, but the best practice is do not use multiple integration process within single item.
Okay.
So
Like, and
actually,
also in the real time, we will use only Postman or only Postman, right? Like there are many tools like SOAP UI,
yes,
JMeter,
yes,
Human.
yes. Postman is a more efficient tool to test the uh, web service
Okay.
calls.
Like what I am trying to say, like other tools also say like perform
Yes,
same
yeah, same,
function or
same.
okay.
The SOAP also the same. What the Postman is doing. The SOAP more. I mean, we can use specifically only for SOAP APIs only, but we can do
Okay.
the just the API also.
Okay.
So I want to cover map with the default. Maybe by next class, before we'll start GUI, we'll touch up this map with the default. I think we have covered all the node functions. So we need to cover replace value as well. Get the use. We did not see use on as many, right?
Yes.
So, okay, then we can take one more class for this. Map with the default. We have covered it for commercial handle. Yes, this everything. So we have three node functions left. We'll try to cover. Okay, then we'll have any doubt. Okay, then. Very well.